The year 2026 brings back something few thought they'd ever see again, the Suzuki VanVan 200. Yes, that legendary scrambler-style motorcycle that disappeared quietly from showrooms a few years ago is now roaring back, reimagined for a new generation of riders. It's not just a return, it's a revival of spirit, a perfect blend of retro freedom and modern performance. The VanVan has always been a symbol of pure fun, simplicity and go-anywhere adventure, and the 2026 version embraces that identity while leveling up in every way. At first glance, the new VanVan 200 is unmistakably familiar. It still carries that classic chunky silhouette that made it so beloved. The wide balloon tires, the low-slung seat, and that effortless beach bike charisma. But look closer, and you'll see Suzuki has refined it into something much sharper, stronger, and more advanced. The retro fuel tank now flows seamlessly into a sleeker frame, finished in dual-tone paint schemes like deep ocean blue and desert copper, giving it that vintage surf culture vibe while hinting at rugged capability. The chrome accents remain minimal yet purposeful, shining just enough to remind you that this is a machine with history, a machine built to stand out in an era of over-designed bikes. Underneath that nostalgic exterior, though, beats a thoroughly modern heart. Suzuki has re-engineered the 199cc single-cylinder engine, turning it into a refined, liquid-cooled power plant that now meets strict global emission standards while delivering more punch than ever before. It produces around 19 horsepower and 17 newtons of torque. Modest numbers on paper, but the VanVan has never been about statistics. It's about feel. The moment you twist the throttle, you're met with smooth, responsive acceleration, a throaty note from the redesigned exhaust, and a sense of control that feels almost telepathic. The power delivery is buttery and linear, ideal for beginners, but still playful enough for seasoned riders who just want to cruise, explore, or ride through the sand. Suzuki's engineers have also focused heavily on comfort and handling. The new VanVan 200 seat is even softer, built with multi-density foam for long hours of relaxed riding. The low 770mm seat height remains, meaning almost anyone can flat-foot the bike confidently. That's part of its magic, and it doesn't intimidate. It invites. You don't sit on the VanVan, you sit in it, embraced by its frame as if it's an extension of you. And when you hit those unpaved roads or soft trails, those fat 180-section rear tires and 130-section fronts glide over surfaces that would make other small bikes shudder. Whether it's beach sand, gravel, or city potholes, the VanVan 200 just floats calmly, confidently, almost like it's saying, "Relax, I've got this." Suspension setup has also seen major improvement. The front telescopic forks now have increased travel, and the rear monoshock offers better damping response, ensuring a plush yet controlled ride over any surface. This balance makes it one of the most versatile small motorcycles in the 200cc range. On weekdays, it's your easy urban commuter, light, agile, and surprisingly efficient, with over 35 km cell fuel economy. On weekends, it transforms into a playful companion that's happy to leave the asphalt behind and head wherever the horizon leads. Suzuki has modernized the electronics too, but without diluting the bike's raw charm. You get full LED lighting. The round headlamp up front keeps its retro shape, but now glows with a bright, crisp halo that pierces the night. The digital analog instrument cluster is compact yet stylish, showing all vital information including gear position, fuel range, and eco indicator. There's even a USB-C charging port neatly tucked beside the handlebar, so you can keep your phone or action cam juiced while riding. Dual-channel ABS comes standard, along with Suzuki's low RPM assist and easy start system, small touches that make the VanVan even more accessible for riders of all skill levels. But beyond specs and features, what really makes the 2026 VanVan 200 special is its vibe. It's a bike that doesn't try too hard to impress, yet somehow it does. It's casual but confident, retro but relevant, simple yet soulful. It reminds you of why you started riding in the first place. It's not about horsepower wars, touchscreen dashboards, or lap times. It's about freedom, about rolling down coastal roads at sunset, feeling the wind tug at your jacket, and smiling because the world feels wide again. Take it off-road, and it becomes something entirely different. That low-end torque and soft suspension make it a joy to handle on trails. It's not a dirt bike, but it has that anywhere, anytime character that gives you permission to explore. It's equally at home bouncing over dunes or parked next to a surfboard under a palm tree. You can imagine it in a movie. The hero's humble yet fearless ride, kicking up dust on an open plain, headlights glowing through the twilight. The 2026 VanVan 200 also speaks to Suzuki's understanding of today's riders. In a world obsessed with extremes, this bike stands for balance. It's not the fastest nor the most expensive, but it's one of the most authentic. The return of the VanVan feels like a love letter to simplicity, a nod to those who just want to enjoy the journey without overcomplicating it. Suzuki didn't just bring the VanVan back because of nostalgia. They brought it back because the world needs it again. A reminder that riding should feel easy, joyful, human. And it's not just about solo rides. With a reinforced subframe and wide, comfortable seat, it's a great two-up bike. The passenger pegs fold neatly, and the rear rack offers practical space for luggage, backpacks, or even a small surfboard mount. Add optional accessories, handguards, a skid plate and pannier brackets, and suddenly, this cheerful little machine becomes your adventure partner, ready to take you from city streets to mountain trails with the same laid-back smile. In motion, the new VanVan 200 feels light as a feather, just 135 kilograms wet weight. You can flick it through traffic, glide down alleyways, or lean into corners with ease. It's the kind of motorcycle that forgives your mistakes and rewards your confidence. The gearbox is slick, the clutch action feather light, and the ergonomics perfectly neutral. It's as if Suzuki's engineers built this bike for pure riding pleasure, nothing more, nothing less. And perhaps that's the secret to the VanVan's timeless appeal. While other bikes evolve into high-tech machines, this one evolves in spirit. It doesn't need to scream for attention, it just feels right. It's a machine that looks you in the eye and says, let's go somewhere, anywhere. That's why riders around the world are celebrating its comeback. From the beaches of California to the rice fields of Japan, the VanVan name still means the same thing. Freedom without fuss, fun without fear, and style without pretense. As 2026 unfolds, the Suzuki VanVan 200 stands as one of those rare motorcycles that reconnects you to the essence of the ride. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about rediscovering the joy of getting there. It's about finding beauty in simplicity, courage in curiosity, and peace in the open road. Whether you're a beginner rider looking for your first bike, or a veteran motorcyclist longing for something light-hearted and soulful, the VanVan 200 is that rare reminder of what motorcycling used to be and what it should always remain. The legend is back. The Suzuki VanVan 200, reborn for a new world but carrying the same timeless spirit. Ride it once and you'll understand. It's not just a motorcycle. It's a feeling, a memory reborn. A small machine with a giant heart that still believes in freedom, fun, and the art of the simple ride.